Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynic Alex, and we got the third sneak peek for the March update, and it is like nothing you would have expected. This is not a WandaVision update. This is not a Defenders update anymore. This is so much more than that, because here we go. An ancient species awakens to bring aid to our agents. Their prime leader has proven his abilities over eons of battle with his innate cosmic energy. This is not one of the Defenders. This is not Daredevil. Please look forward to the return of this being that has existed since the mythical ages. Who or what are we talking about here? The appearance of the Eternals. That's right, the Eternals. Pretty crazy. The Prime Eternal will show his surprising powers. So let's go take a look now at the sneak peek. This is the Twitter post. The Prime Eternal descends on Marvel Future Fight to demonstrate his awesome power. Here's the sneak peek. We see a man at the top of a mountain to signify his powers. A little homage to Escanor. A little bit of Homelander. And that's the whole sneak peek. And they queued up the music with his eye beams. And the eye beams are very important because that is sort of like his signature power. And yes, this is one of the Eternals. So if you're wondering who this is this Adam Warlock? Is this Hyperion? Is this another character altogether? No. And it's definitely not Matt Murdock. It is Ikaris. He is one of the Eternals. And yeah, that's that. So if you're wondering what the Eternals are, the Eternals are a group of, so here's Ikaris. This is an image of Ikaris, and there's some Eternals next to him on the ground there. And here is pictures of different suits of armor that Ikaris has. And then here's Ikaris flying with the other Eternals. The Eternals is a group of like 10 or 12 beings. They're opposite from the Deviants, which is where Thanos comes from. So they're related to Thanos and those types of beings. They call Thanos a being, right? He's an alien. He's like a cosmic being that's been alive for like thousands, tens of thousands of years. That's what the Eternals are. They're basically like the better version of the Deviants who Thanos would be in line with. And basically, so this is the MCU Eternals. You've probably heard of the Eternals because you've heard of the MCU making their announcement that they're going to recruit these actors and that the movie's going to come out. The movie was actually scheduled to come out last November, like 4 months ago or 3 months ago, but it didn't because of, coronavirus pandemic, all this stuff. Now it's scheduled to release this November. But as you can tell, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters. That's Angelina Jolie. That's Salma Hayek. That's the guy from Game of Thrones. That's the funny comedian guy. There's a lot of very well-known actors. There's the guy from Train to Busan. It's a huge group. It's a huge group of characters, and this is the girl from Crazy Rich Asians. Anyways, huge group of characters, and yeah, and that's Ikaris. And Ikaris has the eye beams, but basically all of the Eternals, they're literally called the Eternals because they're eternal. They have immortality, they have super strength, they have super durability, they have super stamina, they have flight, and then some of their other powers differ a little bit. They all have some sort of like psionic power. They also sometimes have like mild telepathy or mild like, telepathic powers. And then his power is the beams, where he can use his eye beams for an extended period of time, and it hurts. It hurts real bad. So yeah, that's Ikaris. And he's coming to Marvel Future Fight. And it seems like, from the wording here, he is going to be coming as a brand new character. Yeah, really cool, very bizarre. And I don't know what it could mean for the future of the game, but I have some guesses. So I do want to speculate with you guys. I do still think we're going to be getting a Tier 3 sneak peek for Daredevil. I do still think that this is a Defenders update, but I think that Marvel is letting the Future Fight devs try something a little bit different with the sort of schedule for this update. So let me explain what I mean, because we've talked about how the Eternals are a group of like 10 characters, right? And if they're not all going to come out at once, what better way to do it than sort of hype it up by slowly releasing them into the game? Sort of like how Contest of Champions hyped up the Fantastic Four, and then they released Human Torch, and then a couple months later they released Thing, and then a couple months later they released Invisible Woman, and then a couple months later they released Mr. Fantastic, and then used those 4 to get Silver Surfer. I don't know if you actually have to get those 4 to get Silver Surfer, but anyways, you sort of get what I mean. It sort of built up to Silver Surfer at the end of that year, before, since he had been announced. So it's definitely possible that they're planning to release, let's say Icarus now, and then they're going to release, another, I don't know all the Eternals names, but they're going to release another one in the next update, another one in the update in May, one for the Shang-Chi movie, and they're going to do one at a time as we build up to November. And then November, maybe we're going to get the last 2 or 3 remaining, and we're going to get an Epic Quest, or we're going to get, some sort of Infinity War-esque uniform package for all of them. So I can sort of see MFF pitching that to Marvel, like, hey, we can make the Eternals into like an Infinity War update, because the Infinity War update and the Endgame update were so popular in Marvel Future Fight, but they didn't actually feature any new characters. But it was so many characters that they already had in the game getting their MCU uniforms. So if you go back and you look at the way that Icarus appears in the sneak peek, he looks like his comic counterpart, right? He looks more like this, whereas in the movie he looks a little bit different. So it's definitely possible that we're going to get this sort of blonde, chiseled Chad looking Icarus, and then in November we're going to get the Richard, whatever his name is, this actor version, sort of MCU outfit for the character, like the Eternals. So the Eternals would basically mirror like Infinity War, and we'd get like 10 new uniforms or 5 new uniforms, whatever, for all these characters after they've all been released in the game. So I think it's pretty exciting. I think it's pretty cool. I like that they're adding, the Eternals slowly rather than all at once, because having 10 new characters or whatever added to the game is hectic. It means that it probably means that a couple of the characters aren't going to be good. So this way it allows them to work on these characters slowly and make them all good, or at least relatively the same. It opens a lot more avenues, right? I'd rather they do it slow and steady and do it right than to give us a slew of characters and then half of them are like half-baked, You want quality over quantity. We're in the 6th year of the game existing. We're about to be in the 7th year soon. You don't want them to rush characters. You don't want them to rush out updates. So I like this. I think this is a really, really cool idea, and I really hope that it pays off for them and it actually succeeds. We'll have to see in the execution, of course. We don't know if it's going to be good, but yeah. So we are finally getting a brand new character, but it's not anyone that we expected. It's not, Kilgrave or Mephisto or anyone related to Heroes for Hire or Defenders. It's Icarus. Yeah, it's Laserbeam boy. It's Icarus. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope. That's the sneak peek. So we should be seeing more sneak peeks later. We'll also hopefully be seeing Icarus in the live stream and in the stream with Cage and Kim on Monday. Maybe that's also why they pushed the stream back, because there's more than 5 sneak peeks. Maybe there's 6 or 7 sneak peeks. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna get 2 Eternals, right? I would love for there to be content as well. Like I was originally thinking before I saw the actual text in the sneak peek, when I was just hearing that it was Icarus, I was thinking he was a new World Boss Legend. I would love for all 10 of the Eternals to be different World Boss Legends that you fight and then unlock. That also opens up the question of, if he's not a World Boss Legend, how are we going to obtain his BIOS? Is he going to be a BIOS selector character? Is he going to be a BIOS subscription character? Is he going to be paid for crystals in the shop like Odin and Dormammu? Is he going to unlock with a special Eternals GBR? Like, is there going to be a new piece of content for him? Right? If he's not native tier 1, if he's native tier 2 or native tier 3, we're going to need to unlock his BIOS from a game mode somewhere, right? Whether it's World Boss Legend or World Boss Ultimate, or whether it's GBR or something like we did for Silver Surfer. So it's going to be interesting to see how they pull this one off. I'm very curious. Again, he's on level. Icarus is not quite as strong as Thanos from what I understand, but he's pretty close. And Thanos is a native tier 2, so I would expect these characters to be pretty strong. We'll have to wait and see what the devs do, right? How they want to realize their power. They can still be strong as native tier 1 characters as long as they can go up to tier 3 or transcended, right? There's a lot of really good characters that aren't native tier 2 or native tier 3, but it really just depends how they want to play this one out and what they want to do as far as the power level is concerned. There's tons of ways that they can do it, but he's basically the most important one, because he's going to set the tone, right? If he isn't native tier 2, he's the prime leader now. He's the prime Eternal. He's actually at the top. He wasn't at the top. There was one guy ahead of him, like I think his name is Zarus or something like that. There was one guy ahead of him, the guy that's laying here on the ground in this image. This guy over here was actually a little bit stronger than Icarus. But they've since changed that, and they've made Icarus the leader, probably to fall in line with how they're trying to pitch this movie. But yeah, if he's not native tier 2, I wouldn't expect any of the other Eternals to be native tier 2. And on the flip side, if he is native tier 2 or native tier 3, then we're potentially looking at 10 new native tier 3 characters, and we may end up getting a tier character now or in November or whatever in between that looks like Salma Hayek, which would be dope because she's really pretty, which is hilarious. So yeah, this update has taken a wild turn. I don't know what to say. I'm excited, and I have no idea what's coming next. And that's honestly what I like the most about this game. Sometimes they just really surprise us with what they're planning to do. And again, another basically world first. I don't want to sound too cheesy, but we're the first game ever to have Null. We were the first game ever to have Silver Surfer. We were the first game to bring back the Fantastic Four, basically, I think. And now we're going to be the first game to get Eternals. That's dope, man. If nothing else, that is super duper dope. So yeah, if you've been taking a break from this game, maybe it's time to jump in and start farming some mats in case you want to build up Icarus or some of the other Eternals when they show up. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the out of complete, not even left or right field, out of, you know, space field, completely out of galaxy Icarus sneak peek. What do you think this means for the rest of the update? What do you think this means for the Eternals at the end of the year? Hit me up in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.